Hello class, this is a continuation on solving trig equations. In this video, we'll be looking at negative domain values. So here we go. So in this one, as you can see, it's just the regular x, so there's no adjustment in the domain that needs to be done. And so from here, we just simply move everything so that it's sine on its own. So first I'm going to move the root 3. So 2 sine x equals negative root 3. And then dividing by 2, it's sine x equals negative root 3 on 2. Now remember from here, I always like to work with the quadrant 1. So theta, no longer x, so theta is sine inverse of positive root 3 on 2. Just throwing this into our calculator. So inverse sine of positive root 3 on 2, that is giving me 60 degrees. So theta equals 60 degrees. Now, if you want to work this with radians immediately, that's going to be pi on 3. Now, notice that this is quadrant 1. So I'm going to write this as quadrant 1. Now, look very carefully here. We are working from 0 to negative 2 pi. So if I were to sketch out what we're looking for here, so we're actually working in this domain going backwards. So in this instance, sine is negative in quadrant 4 and quadrant 3, but normally, so I'll write it here, normally we would go forward in our angles. So we would normally find this angle here and this angle here. But we are working in our negative domain, so we need to go backwards here. So in this instance, we actually need to go backwards this way. So since theta in quadrant 1 is 60 degrees, going backwards, well, that's just simply, well, x equals negative 60 degrees. And this one in green going backwards this way. Going backwards this way. Well, that one's a little bit trickier. It's negative 180 plus 60 degrees because we're going this way. So negative 180 plus 60 degrees. So writing that in, plus 60 degrees. Now, of course, we could have done all of this in radians immediately. So this is negative pi on 3. And if you wanted to calculate this one, this would have been negative pi plus pi on 3. So our final answer for x in this case is just simply negative pi on 3, comma, and for this one, you can write this in as simply negative 1 plus 1/3. That's negative 2 pi on 3. And those are our two solutions for this equation. Okay, so let's keep going with this one. Now for this, you can do the adjustment in the beginning or when it's needed. So in the previous examples, I did this straight away in the beginning, but I'll demonstrate to you when it's really needed. So before we do this, I'm going to move everything to one side again. So negative 2 cos of x minus pi equals negative 1, dividing by 2, so positive half. Then from here is where I need to definitely know which angles I'm going to be working with. So adjusting our domain, it'll be x 0, negative 2 pi. But if we're going to x minus pi, we need to subtract pi from both sides. So we're going to check from negative pi to negative 3 pi. So from here, x minus pi equals, and graphing this out again just to visualize what we're looking for. From negative pi to 3 pi, so we're looking from this way all the way around again. Okay, so from negative 3 pi is here, and negative pi is, well, in this case, that one. Okay, so from here, we're looking for inverse sine of half. Sorry, inverse cos of half. This again gives us 60 degrees, or pi on 3. In this case, I'm actually going to start working immediately in pi on 3, but this is quadrant 1. Remember, that's not part of the solution we're looking for. If anything, we could have actually just written that as theta for now. So now we're going to try and find the equivalent angles to pi on 3 this way. So cos is positive only in quadrants 1 and 4. So we're looking for, let's do this one in colors. So we're looking for, firstly, this angle going backwards, and another one, this angle. It's a bit tricky trying to write this all overlapping. Let's bring this back actually. This angle, and the other one is that angle there. So what angles are those? So the way I would do this is first, well, I'm just going to do pi on 3, that's quadrant 1. If I'm going to go back a full revolution, it's going to be pi on 3 minus 2 pi. Likewise, this one. Now, this one in light purple, this would be negative pi on 3, but we're looking at the revolution behind it. So to find this angle in green, that is negative pi on 3 minus 2 pi as well. So we're looking at the previous revolution here. So writing all these in, we get 1/3 minus 2. This gives us negative 5 pi on 3, comma, and then negative 1/3 minus 2 is negative 7 pi on 3. Now remember, this is still the angle x minus pi. And then to each of these, we're adding pi to each of these. So we get x is equal to negative 5 on 3 plus 2 is, oh, sorry, not plus 2, plus 1. Sorry, negative 2 pi on 3, comma, and negative 7 on 3 is negative 4 pi on 3. And these are our two answers. And if you take a close look, these two are definitely within our original domain here. And that there is, yeah, our answer. So I'll continue with the next two examples in the next video. Hope that's giving you an insight into how we can work with these negative domains. Hope to see you in the next video. Best of luck.